Let's throw it on over to the casters. Hey guys, thanks Bloom for the throw. I really appreciate it. It's Bloom here, joined by Jake Lyons for the casting team. We are in our first match, Rix and Yanek.
Ooh, Culiacan, Sin. Okay, so Yanek, I don't know if he noted, he probably didn't notice. There's a city called Culiacan along the coast in western Mexico in the state of Sinaloa. So it said S-I-N on the sign, which is an abbreviation for Sinaloa. So they should be near Culiacan, Sinaloa. However, the fact that Yanek hasn't zoomed in probably means that he wasn't able to pick up on that info.
I see, yeah. That makes sense. Hopefully it works out for him. Both players trying to get any more information that they can, but our timer is already almost done here.
Yeah, we'll see. Mexico can be difficult to region guess, especially in an urban environment when you can't get much of a feel for the landscape. Yanek is a good deal too far southeast, but they both are here. So I don't think it's going to matter much.
Yeah,
and I'm wrong.
In the same state. Oh, no worries. No
All right,
worries,
well,
no worries.
I would have gotten completely baited by that. I don't know why it said Culiacan, Sinaloa on the wall, but okay.
Maybe just a little bait just for you, Jake.
You're messing with me.
We go to round 2. We're all good. Both players basically made the same guess, so nothing to write home about there as we move on to what appears to be a Finland round.
Does look like a Finland. This landscape makes a lot of sense. You see this very forested landscape, a dirt road and birch trees all over the place. Super, super typical for Finland. Looks like Rix has a sign to a couple of towns, but I don't think they're very big, so... Looks like he's scanning, but I'm not sure he's going to find much.
Rural like this, those town names are probably going to be pretty small as well. But they are, it is just sort of central, right in between them. Again, not too much, but at least they each dealt a blow there as we go to round 3.
This one looks like a Norway, or possibly mountainous Sweden. Should be Norway, though.
I like the Norway shout here. Makes a lot of sense. We have Rix zooming in, sort of middle of the country.
Norway is notoriously pretty difficult to region guess. The thing with Norway is that it's very mountainous, but it's mountainous all the way up the entire coast, and it can be really difficult sometimes to tell the northern part from the southern part.
Yeah, definitely. That can be quite difficult. It all can look pretty similar. There are some clues that you can use, like certain types of coverage where you find Gen 2, things like that. Trees get shorter as you go farther north, but generally it can be pretty difficult. It looks like Yanek did just see a sign there. It didn't seem like it was much to him, though. He's just seems to be making a region guess near Oslo.
Yeah, there's not much there, although Rix is not in the same area, although he's going to come further south now. Fairly similar guesses from the players here.
Works out for Rix, closer by just a bit there. 482 damage down to Yanek.
Yeah, I think Rix did have a town name there, and he was scanning for a bit, but wasn't able to find it. It was pretty small.
Yeah, we got a quick lock from Rix. Rix does not want to move around. He goes, okay, Sri Lanka, go next. Let's click middle, go next. Yanek trying to see if he can find anything at all to help him out here, but he doesn't think he can, so they just center guess. Yanek a little closer. We go next. That's it.
Yep, not much to speak of there. Sri Lanka, fairly easy country to recognize most of the time, and it's of course quite small as well, so if they have no idea, they're just going to send kind of north-central in the sort of flatter part of the country and just move on. Another Finland here. This one could be a little more interesting.
Yeah, we got a snowy Finland Gen 2. Oh, he's gotten into Gen 4, Rix. Maybe that means he's going to get to some newer coverage, maybe some bigger areas, some better signs.
Ranta, that's a large city in South Karelia, I believe, in the southeastern part.
And we'll see if Rix knows Finland. It here.
Yanek is still in the Gen 2, he doesn't have anything, but yeah, he's looking for the other two towns, but I think Ranta is the largest one. Not sure he sees it. See, you see it at the bottom of his screen there.
Yeah, it is there. Does he see it?
There, he's got it, I think.
He's got it. He's lining it up with this sign. He sees it's kind of to the west of him. I'm sorry, to the east of him. Yanek not found anything. Going center. This can be big points for Rix with 3.5 times damage. And he's on it. That's going to be
Yanek a
little hit.
unfortunate there with the direction that he moved. Just in general, it's usually a good sign when you get to newer Google coverage because it means you're probably on a larger road. So the fact that Rix was able to get into that Gen 4 and Yanek was stuck in the Gen 2 the whole time, that was what made the difference there.
Definitely. Round 6 here, we're on 3.5 times damage. The multis are getting pretty serious. We seem to be in possibly, Mexico by the looks of it?
Quite possibly, yeah. It should be Mexico.
We'll see if the players can gain any information here. They're moving up the road. Rick's having a little bit of trouble there, getting a little bit of a slower movement as he makes his way uphill, which is interesting. We've definitely mentioned that before here, me and Jake as a duo. This moving up the hill sometimes is not the smartest move. People tend to, in moving, love to move down the hill. You tend to find more information that way.
Yep. If at all possible, it's good to move down. Doesn't look like either player has anything here. It wouldn't shock me if this is somewhere close to Mexico City. Although Rix is a good deal further west, so this is going to be big, probably.
Oh, and it is just near Mexico City, Yanek. That's going to be big points. Rick's definitely not happy with that, we see on the camera. But he's going to lock in.
Yeah, he took the risk, went near Guadalajara there. I think a lot of the architecture was more sort of white brick, which usually pulls you a little further east, so I think a bit of a risky guess from Rix for sure, and you could tell he wasn't super happy with himself.
Yeah, but he's locked back in. They're ready to go on round 7. Yanek far away from his computer. If we take a look at that, that's interesting. The NMPZ, he might need to take a little lean in there.
Surely.
We have a karaoke sign. We should go play karaoke, Jake. That's what I think. I think we should go here and we should do the karaoke in whatever town this is in.
It's a sign for Superior Septic. I wonder if that means we're close to Lake Superior.
That would
Should
make
be
a
in
lot of sense.
Ontario.
We do have a trout lake here from Rix. Probably not super findable. I like the Ontario. Yanek also seeing the trout lake sign.
Okay, yeah, Yanek further east, but I think if... Oh, no. I wonder if the word superior makes you go Lake Superior. It should have, yeah.
It should have, but both players pretty similar distance away from the correct location, but that is a couple more points down to Rix. Rix locking back in as we move on to round 8. Not a position you want to be in, down almost over 2k health. Round 8, 4.5 times multi. Again, if we do get to that round 10, it is the last round. You got to prove yourself in 10. That's it.
Belgium's not where you want to be when you're down a lot of points, because there aren't going to be that many points on offer in a small country like Belgium.
Yeah,
Rix
even with
wants larger
multis.
countries in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, Rix does not look too happy about it being a small country like this. They're both going to know it, and even still, Yanek's going to be a little closer. Yanek's going to be real happy about that, just keeping his lead, taking it to round 9. Yanek wants the small countries to keep his lead. Rix needs something big to make a big comeback.
So this is big enough to make a difference. Looks like Malaysia, probably the Borneo side of the country. Definitely large enough for Rix to get some points back or even win if he can find some information here.
Yeah, hopefully Rix can find the info, and if Yanek doesn't, then that'll be big for him. He does see a little sign here. It could possibly give him some road numbers. I like the Sarawak guess. He's zooming in, seeing if he can find anything there. Yanek has come to the same exact sign, though. If we do see two similar guesses, this is going to be a go next.
So these kilometer markers, you'll see them fairly commonly in Malaysia, and they give you distances to nearby cities. It looks like, I don't know if Rix has found one of the towns on the marker, but I don't think Yanek has anything. So Rix may have this. We'll see.
This could be good. They are pretty close to each other, however. Oh, Yanek opting to go more west. That's going to create a bigger difference. That could be a good comeback for Rix here. That's pretty decent. They're even now. Round 10 now means everything.
This is it right here. It's like an Albania? Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh wow, Albania. That's a small country to an extent, so Rick's not going to be super happy about that, but it's still possible. Only 100-point difference basically with 5.5 times damage. A comeback is totally doable on our last round, round 10.
With the score this close, anything is possible. This is even in a small country, I don't think Rick's is too worried about that. I think it just is going to come down to, are they in the right area of the country?
Yeah, Rick's kind of opting
tiny
to
bit
just,
closer is going to be enough.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
It seems they're just guessing off of no particularly solid information, but vibes. They end up next to each other, and that's just 6.
Wow.
6 points, and with Rick's having less overall health, Yanek will take the moving game. We go on to no move.
That is brutal for Rix. I mean, wow. I mean, I stand corrected saying he wasn't too worried about being down by only like 60 points, but they guessed in essentially the same place. And that tiny difference ended up being the entire difference in the game. That is so tough to lose by that few points.
That is so tough. Hopefully the comeback happens in the no move game. We will see. So again, now our players get this 360 panorama, and that's it. No more moving, no more finding things. It's just this. So even rural like this is all they get. We are looking at what appears to be in Argentina, though. We do have some good clues here. The black Google car. There are some electricity poles that are very particular to Argentina, helping our players out. Now they got to make a region guess within that country, and we'll see who's closer.
Yeah, both of them looks like they're opting for Buenos Aires province here. Similar guesses. And very good guesses.
Yeah, and Rick's a little closer. Good for the mental to start with a round win there as we go into round 2.
Every game counts, every round counts. Rick's, of course, does not want to lose 2-0 here.
Yeah, if a player loses if a player loses 0-2, their opponent will get all 3 of the possible points that they could get to their world ranking. But if they do get to NMPZ, that player who ended up losing the overall match will still get 1 point. So even getting there is very good for this overall league standing. Again, 20 weeks of play we have going on here with 40 of the best players in the world.
Interesting. It ends up being Slovenia. Both players going Austria, far east. I think maybe they thought they had clues for Austria, but the architecture felt maybe a little bit more Eastern, more Slavic. But it ended up just being Slovenia.
Just Slovenia, but Rix did hold his lead. It's just round 3 here, but he has not taken damage. We go into round 3. The 2.5 times damage is now in effect. The multis start to get serious around here already.
Yanek is in Poland and then Romania, 2 countries that have Generation 2 camera, but it's very rare in both. So this might be an unusual bit of coverage here.
This honestly does look like quite a weird coverage, and we do see Rix opting for France and Yanek in Romania. This could be massive points. Yanek actually switching over to France now. There is a French car right there we see on Rix's screen. Very common to see all over France. That could be indicator of why he's moving.
Wow.
Yanek sees the car as well, but he goes back to Romania. It is just Paris. Rix, with 2 times damage, takes the no moving game, and we move on to NMPZ.
6k to 0. Oh my goodness. That is a bold guess, I'm not going to lie, from Yanek, because like I said, Generation 2 coverage, it exists in Romania, but it's very, very rare, especially with that French car very close to spawn. That was a risky guess, and it didn't quite pay off for him there.
Yeah, it didn't. You saw him debate France, though. He saw the French car, but not a lot else was going on. That was a weird piece of coverage there, but Gen 2 is more common in France, so it does make sense.
Both players will probably know that this is Turkey. Yep. We've got the white Generation 4 car with that little antenna, which you see all over the place in Turkey. Wow.
And Yanek closer. This is Yanek's chance for the comeback. Where's the support for Yanek in the chat? Lock in. He won the first game. Went down in that second. Yanek, time to lock in. Great guess.
Interesting round here. Kind of going for Puerto Rico. Rick's in the Dominican Republic, so pretty close, but yeah. Rix is going through it right now.
He is going through it.
All the emotions.
He just got such a great game win, got a lock in, but Yanek so impressive, not letting that game take a toll on his mental. He is chilling now on this NMPZ game. We're in round 3. Yanek seems to have the confidence back. We love to see it. Quick guessing from Rix.
Guesses. Yanek is well further north here in Sweden, and it's not going to pay off for him this time.
Wow, it works out well for Rix. That's a pretty decent hit now. They've pretty much evened up, just a 400-point difference now. Moving into round 4.
Anyone's game. Looks like Bangladesh to me. Both players seem to agree, although they're in different ends of the country, which is interesting.
Yeah, Yanek opting for just the middle guess, and they're pretty equidistant, but Rix a little closer, still getting him 502 points down. Now Rix takes the lead.
This is going to come down to the wire for sure. This one probably is, I was going to say Romania, but Hungary makes sense as well, yeah. These holy poles that you see on the right side of the screen, you get these most commonly in Hungary and Romania. Poland as well, but they look a little different most of the time in Poland.
Yeah, Poland's are a little thinner. Also commonly Romania's would be painted white at the bottom there.
True.
So we do just get those 2 Hungary guesses. Rix closer again, and that's actually a decent bit of damage down to Yanek. Yanek, lock in, round 6. But 3.5 times damage NMPZ. This is really anyone's game.
Absolutely, especially with a round like this. I don't know what we're looking at here. This road is very strange, with the grass in the middle.
It is quite strange.
Czech, Poland, Slovakia tri-point. We'll see what Rix does. I have no idea what I'm looking at here, but he's a good deal further west right now.
I don't know why, but I feel like with that little thing on the side of the road there, this feels a little more like Balkan to me. But like a Romania, but this is a difficult round.
I don't know. That building is really weird. I don't know what it is or what it's for, but it doesn't... It's not really giving me vibes for anything. I'm just not really sure what I'm looking at.
It's quite strange. Slovakia could make sense, but Rix all the way over in Western Europe here. I think he's in Belgium. Yes, he is. This is going to be huge points. This is going to be the game, unless he moves. Unless he moves over to Czechia. He's considering it, but he's keeping it there. It's Austria.
Oh my gosh, it's Austria. That probably does it. It's close. Oh.
Wow. That's a big hit to Rix. Rix on 381 health. Yanek alive from guessing Slovakia there. 1 country over. Pulling a bit of an aim and winning. We do have round 7. We have 4 times damage. Rix, you are still in this. You could come back. Yanek, you could also take the game right here, right now.
Another very difficult round. Oh my gosh, he's zooming into North America. I was thinking about it. It was hard. It's hard to see for me on the screen. The screen is quite small. It's hard to see the buildings in the distance, but he's sending Seattle. I could see it, honestly. It's hard for me to tell what the buildings look like. But
this is crazy. It ends up being just Europe. What was that? Austria or Germany? I can't even tell. They haven't zoomed in. Yanek takes the win on that round. Yeah, what a roller coaster of an entire matchup all the way back and forth. That was an exciting way to start the day, if I do say so myself.